Ding, ding.
Ding, ding.
What's
We
up,
got a
guys?
special guest today.
Ding, ding, dong, ring a ding, 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 dong.
Ding, ding.
Keep your heads ringing. What's up, guys?
There you go.
Nothing.
What's up, MRE?
No, I'm just been pretty. I don't like these work and night stuff. It messes my whole like Sunday mass up and stuff in the mornings, and I just don't like. I don't like it. But lately, I just had to have no choice but to work nights. But I just don't like it. It messes my schedules up, and yeah, it happens every winter. Yeah, I always work nights a lot every year, and I really dread it.
Yeah. Did you go to Sunday Mass yet already or no?
Oh no, I couldn't. Like as soon as I got out of work, I'm dirty. You know what I mean? I couldn't. So what I'm doing is go to 5 o'clock mass.
Nice. With the fam?
No, they went this morning, so I won't. That's another thing is I won't be able to go with my family to see them there. They all go in the morning, but no big deal. But I just miss. I love the winter and everything. I just dread the working schedules. That's all. I don't like them.
It throws you off.
Yes, big time. Because you get into that swing of it just rips your schedule apart.
Yep.
And especially I like going to Sunday morning mass. I get to see a lot of people, a lot of my friends, family, go down and bullshit with the priests, the nuns. The 5 o'clock mass is a little different. There's a lot of the people I know usually go in the morning. So, but I haven't missed a weekend in a long time. Even if I don't go to mass, I'll just run in and light candles.
Yeah, or you do the internet. You'll watch it online. I see you posting that a lot too. But
that really don't count. But but I do watch mass online also. But that really don't count. I got to be there physically
to feel like it counts. Good morning, BK Skip, DJ Never Know Mine, Del Strain, Sean, Maddie, David James, Aegon, Mobland, Rex. Everybody that I might have missed. Good morning. Edwin, my man, how are you? Happy Sunday and many blessings. Edwin's a good guy.
Yeah, he's aces. He's a guy. All men should look up to guys like Edwin. Put it that way.
And if he comes and gives you advice or some wisdom, take it in. Yes. Definitely.
Without a doubt.
We got to give him a title. Like maybe he could be like the spiritual advisor for us, our side. You know what I mean? He's like the
deacon. I call him Uncle Edwin, the deacon.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Very, very positive. I mean, it's amazing because I'll be up here. I'll be cursing and screaming, and then I get we love you. God loves you. He does the whole thing. I'm like, geez, thanks, man.
Definitely the reason. Yes. Anybody who wants to come in and disrespect him, I've seen some creators disrespect him, and that is like anybody who's going to turn around and disrespect him and say something bad about him. That just shows their character.
Yeah. How what could you possibly say about a classy guy like that, a good dad, a grandfather, the whole nine.
Hard worker. He's always in a suit and tie and in the office anytime he joins morning, day, or night.
And he's always got wise advice, too. If you really listen to him, he always gives good and wise advice. And people should really take it. I know there's I see what Joe's saying. There's times where I'm screaming on the screen, too, acting like a total maniac. And I see Edward in the chat, and I try to clean up my act a little. Same when, if an Angel comes in or any of the, older people that you respect on here, you always kind of oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, we need more Edwins around.
Yeah, big time. I'm trying to put this thing through. Let me see if it's going through.
That's the thing with Angel, she invites everybody up on her platform, and sometimes I'm a little weary because I don't want to say I have a foul mouth, I curse, and sometimes it just slips out, or some of the BS I might bring up. I don't want her getting because they attack her for the things that we say or do, which does not happen. We're responsible for our channels and what we say and what we do. So this stuff where she's the puppet master, so attack her
That's
for whatever
ridiculous.
is ridiculous. And her daughter's a good kid, and does not have a channel to. She doesn't have a channel at all.
She don't even
has
come
her own-
on here. Or she don't even talk bad about people or nothing. They should just leave people's kids alone. It's ridiculous.
And he literally used the word that he is going to slander her and continue to slander her too. What an idiot! Like he
Yeah,
didn't even.
He'll regret that.
Oh yeah, he'll regret it, of course. Good morning, Carol. How are you?
I can't understand why people would why people back him up, like the people in the chat, like the people that support him.
It blows my mind.
He could just do anything. He could just do anything or say anything, and you're just gonna, what type of people are we really dealing with at the end of the day?
Small brains, echo chamber, Marshall Applewhite, maybe like a cult thinking. A lot of these people probably have no friends in real life, or no, I don't know. Or maybe they get their vicious or anger out watching Piggy. I guess I don't know. It's weird. It's very weird.
It is. He is a good talker, and it is possible that they're not going around and doing their research, so they're believing everything he says. I mean, he makes it like he's the victim.
Well, yeah, he does play the victim card like a true commie. He does play that victim card.
Yeah, he's probably been playing it his whole life.
Yeah, well, very true. It's the kind of people that as they stab you in the back, they cry out in pain as they stab you in the back.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I remember talking to you about it. And he took dig after dig after, and you didn't want to. You didn't want to go. You ignored it, and you didn't want to go at him. And you actually had people leaving comments and unsubscribing because you weren't joining in on that and going after him. But at a certain point, you poke so much, and some of the things below the belt, you got to open your mouth.
Yeah, and I had to stoop to levels that you don't want to. Like, to be quite honest, I don't like going up there and saying rotten, filthy things about the bars and Aaron Head. But at the end of the day, it's like Aaron Head's not a good person, and if she's going to co-sign that, it's like, you know what? So, like, to deal with the devil, sometimes you're going to take a trip to hell and use a pitchfork on the son of a bitch.
Oh,
but it's still, at the end of the day, it still don't feel good. But it's like, what else are you going to do?
Well, and nobody ever, and none of you guys can speak until your innocent family members and ones that are like going through things in life or underage or your nieces or, their pictures are put up and they're slandered. Your mom, your dad, So until that happens to you, you can't speak on what somebody else would do. Now, are we going to go to the extent of doxing and all that other stuff? No.
No, I could have too. They dropped me urine heads, parents' names, the whole nine, everything on that Pete kid and the rest of them, the whole nine. If I was Piggy, oh my God, forget about it.
It's just, it was like this toad of the street or whatever, right? It's like, man, he hated him. He hated FBI more than anyone, and Johnny Mac and those guys despised them. It's just amazing to me.
They're phonies, that's why, dude. These are just high-tech phonies that this is just like a mysterious little fake world to them. I don't know. Or they're just people that why do you think they're lonely people with no friends in real life? Because they probably done everybody in real life like they do on here. Backstabbed them, betrayed them. And that guy's just a weirdo. Like, he used to come on my streams, like in the beginning, and be like, man, if someone ever hurt you, I'll send bikers up there. And it's like, why would you even say that? I don't need nobody to help me, number one. Number two, like, no, you can't do that. What if I was someone that said, okay, I need your help right now, then? Like, you sound like an idiot saying that. And he used to come on hero worship. Those guys got no backbone. They got no integrity, nothing. Those two, that little combination of the Mac and the Code guys, those guys are just total clowns. And phonies. I got bikers in the chat.
When they would talk to NB, it would be like, I spoke to people and, tell people you're backed by the mob. You know what I mean? This is for you. You're under the protection of I'm like, really? These people are using that card? Oh my.
There's bikers in my area keeping an eye on me. There was another, the other guy where he had mob guys watching my apartment for me, and nobody will ever mess with me. Some of these people are like the things.
It's insanity, ain't it? Isn't it like crazy? Yeah. It's really crazy.
And how quick they'll like turn around and like there's some things that happened on the Pigs channel, and 100% I could see that one person who claimed they were a millionaire and they're in the mob and they killed people in Sicily. I could see that that's the person that orchestrated that. You know what I mean? It's just.
What do you mean orchestrated it? What do you mean?
Well, there was a fake docs of him put out right after when he had his doc. Remember the video that we had?
Yeah.
We would never put his docs out, but then a fake docs went out over there, and I'm like, he sent it over there so that if you put out the real one, you know what I mean?
He was probably worried because scumbags who do things like that probably thought I was going to drop it or we were going to do that, but no, we don't play that game. So he probably did that to protect themselves, and he's another one. Lucky that not like Piggy, put it that way.
And there was like the Aladdin King. The Aladdin King's doing a lot of stuff for him, and the Aladdin King jumping on certain panels and saying certain things. So, but whatever.
Thanks, Carol. That's nice of you. You can buy some coffee. Check my super chat too.
I pinned it. Thank you.
Carol.
Give me recognition.
Okay. Mummy. Good bless everyone, Mummy.
Del Strain.
What's up, Del? Maddie?
I'll say it again. When there was rumors that Del Strain was like, moonlighting in other people's chats, I said no.
No, that's
the
bullshit.
guy that I was on the screen with a few days ago, that guy is not their type of people. You know what I mean? They're not his type of guy. You could see it right off the bat.
He's been joining my streams for a long time. He's like every few months he'll join. He's been watching for a long time. No, that's not him. They copied him and my buddy B1 also has been watching me for a long time too.
Yeah, well,
they copied them.
Keep saying it. This seems like a new angle of attack they're doing where they're just taking people in the chat, going on as their name and trying to create chaos? Is that what's happening? I mean, it's happening more frequently now, I think.
Yeah, well, that's what they're going to do because they got no other way to besides the docs and that little finoikery right there. So yeah, that's what they've been doing. They're trying to make people turn on people in the chat. That's why people got to be smart and don't believe that stuff. They're dubbing people's names and going in them chats. They did it to Dell and B1 to try to get them to hate each other and to believe that they were in these people's chats.
And it's very simple too. There's fake NBs I've seen in comment sections, and people somebody put it up on a video that it was one of these small channels that nobody really cares about too much, but they were putting up a fake NB's comment, and I was supporting something that I wasn't. All you had to do was click on the name in the comment section, and it will show you if it gets you to my channel, it's me. So for someone to make a video with some of fake NB comments, it just shows your intelligence.
That's common sense. You just look at it and realize it's not the channel. You can go to it and check it. Number one, if they've been watching you, they would just common sense know that that's not you. It's a fake avatar in there.
Maybe they wanted some recognition. Maybe they wanted me to mention it on my show so that I could say that channel and put it up and say, that's not me, but so that they got clout too. You don't know. These people, the things they do. Whatever. I gave it no recognition at all. People want to, whatever.
No, that's a good point that you make. Some of these smaller people who just maybe want to get noticed or whatever. I don't know. It's weird, but yeah, use your brain. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out.
Yeah. What do you think of that channel that I warned everybody about? And I even said to you, good morning, Heidi. Remember I said to you, let everybody, please don't promote them. Just let them be, because they want to hit 1,000 and they're going to start bashing everybody. The sit-down person, the sit-down girl. Now, every single stream is some kind of hate stream about us. He hit 1,000.
What channel is it we're talking about?
The sit-down girl, Sons of Italy.
Okay. Yeah, I unsubbed to it a long time ago, so I haven't really been keeping up on that. What's he just been attacking you or everybody over here?
Well, Josie's book. Then he has
What
pizza
can you say
on.
about Josie's book? Josie's book is actually good.
Well, he brought pizza on, and then he read it to Pizza as Pizza dragged her for things she said in her book and called her N-words. But
An
Pizza,
idiot, man.
yeah, going after Angel. He said things about Angel recently.
Really?
Yeah. So
Not all.
You
He's
know
an
who we got? We got to look after that Michael Papagayo, Sons of Italy, because from what I understand, it appears he split from the dude.
he
Yeah,
did.
that's what I heard.
And you know what? Honestly, he actually has some integrity because to
Yeah.
walk away, I mean it's commendable. At least he knows what's right and what's wrong. So I want to give him credit for that, and he's a good guy.
Yeah, I like the Sons of Italy guy. The other guy I don't like. I just don't like him because it's just like it's like what she said. I just wanted to get to 1,000 and all this stuff and like no integrity. Act like you're a nice guy, but then you're over here trashing these women and letting Pizza do that on there. Like, come on, like don't bring him on there to say that stuff. Stupid.
Yeah, and then I was under the impression that this Pizza is doing something with one of his pets or whatever, his dog. I mean, I didn't see anything, but I've heard he's kind of nasty to his dog. And quite frankly, that's like one of the worst things in my book that anyone could ever do is harm a pet or, any type of animal for that matter, a defenseless animal.
Yeah, anybody that can do anything mean to an animal. I've never seen Pete. I don't watch his channel. I haven't watched his channel a long time, but I've heard some people come in and say that stuff. But I thought maybe they were just like over exaggerating or something. But yeah, I can picture him spurging out and giving him a little scoff or something. Which you don't do to train a puppy. You don't need to hit animals. Like you don't need to. You just got to train them right. That's all.
But
It
then
actually makes him worse doing that.
Yes, it does.
you have that person is platforming him as he's doing it, and he starts laughing. As he's like giving the dog, a kick, and then he's laughing and dropping his cash app. But let's move on from that guy subject. All it is giving him the attention he wants, in my opinion. That's what he's looking for right now, running around on his streets, complaining about all of us. He's suing everybody. He's going to the police station and blah, blah, that type of stuff. He doesn't like it when he gets it back, but he wants to give it out. So what else? What else is going on new with you, MRA? Do you have any?
Best thing is to ignore them.
Yeah.
Streets.
No, any new streams? Do you have any good rat content coming up?
Well, the story content's been kind of dry. I've been really busy. I haven't been checking much stuff out. I do have a stream. I was going to play this 1989 documentary on the wacko Charles Manson, who's a wacko, but I think he's pretty funny with the dancing and stuff. There's this documentary that goes into like the whole murders and goes into the prosecutor Bigalosi, who's a real moron, and how much they did lie on that case, and it goes through and it brings up all these weird dates and stuff. It's pretty interesting. I seen it in the early 90s, but it came out in 89. But I might stream that one day this week or something.
Redzilla, how do you feel about that? Considering the fact that they doxed Redzilla with Charles Manson's address. Yeah, with the Charles Manson's address. Yep. They said
Squeaky. They better hope Squeaky's not there. Squeaky from.
Did any of them get out? Did any of the Squeaky from?
No.
Did any of those people get out?
No, here's what happened. No, none of the women got out. Well, 2 of them died in there with cancer. I don't think any of them got out, but Squeaky did escape back in the 80s. She escaped for 2 weeks,
Really?
Squeaky from, yep, she's the one who shot at Gerald Ford. President Gerald Ford. She took a shot at President Gerald Ford. So that's why she ended up in the clink. And then she escaped for 2 weeks. And she was living at in a motel with someone that was in jail's husband or something. But they did catch her.
This person says, if you go down to Son Sam's rabbit hole, it relates back to the Charles Manson and then some. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe I'll look into that.
Redzilla, have you ever seen what I was talking about? I'm going to stream it this week. It's called Charles Manson Superstar. It's actually, it goes in depth. It's a real good documentary on everything that happened and Like how they tried to paint Manson as a hippie flower child. Really, he was a beatnik. Like he was, like all the kids around him were very young. He was born the same year my father was born. So he was a beatnik, and he only did that and dressed up like a hippie and stuff to get those women and stuff like that. Like it goes into depth on everything. It's pretty cool.
He was trying to be a musician or some shit.
Yeah, I guess he did record a song with one of the Beach Boys, I believe.
Yeah, I think. Yep.
He moved his way into the morning, Terry Lynn. He moved his way into the Beach Boys' house for a minute or something like that. I thought one of the Beach Boys' houses.
They were hanging there. I don't know if they lived there. It's possible.
They're like he kind of like squatted there for a second. But you know what Joe's going to start getting into? He's talked to a couple people, Caneshades, Lee. He's been talking with Maddie. He wants to do some of the boxing matches and stuff like that. So the one that you want to do, you guys can get up one night because Joe's a night owl too. So you're late night work, and you guys could do that boxing stream that you wanted to do, MRE.
Oh, the Buster Douglas. Yeah, the Tyson Buster Douglas one.
Yeah, you guys got to get up and do that.
You want to watch the fight round by round? Like we'll pick a fight. Like
well, here's the thing: is I don't know if we can get nailed for the whole thing. If they even have the whole thing up, they might. They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
well, then that would be the best. It would
Jay
be you.
Seklo is some dude. I guess he reposted. Like he'll take the fight. There's a few of them. He puts the whole fight on his channel. So what we were thinking is, if we keep the volume down, where like the announcer's talking, we're gonna turn down the volume, play the fight, and we'll go round by round, stopping it along the way, talking about the round, scoring the round, and go to the next round.
Yeah, that sounds fun. And even given like our memories of what we were doing watching this back then, where you were.
A little backstory, exactly. We'll do stuff.
Yeah,
like
that sounds fun. I always wanted to do something like that.
And at the end of the fight, the people in the chat, or they could either, if they want to come on and give their opinion, it'd be like an open forum after the fight.
How many rounds did it go, Joe?
Which one?
The Tyson Douglas.
10 rounds, I think. Yeah, it was 10 rounds.
Yep.
Well, 10. When did he knock he knocked Douglas down, and that was
he knocked Douglas down. Yep. He knocked Douglas down. That's a controversial situation because they think that they said he got it was a slow 10 count. Like he was down for more than 10 seconds. So that's something.
Yeah, he was. Wasn't it like 13 or 12 seconds?
Yeah, it was something like that. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the fight should have been over there. But see, Tyson didn't train going into that.
No.
Where Douglas did. Douglas just lost his mother that week, I believe, where he was like fighting for his mom and he was training hard. Because if you remember, like Douglas was in good shape for that fight. And then you see him in the next fights when who did he lose to? Riddick Bowe, Holyfield? I think.
Holyfield.
Yeah, and he was just like so out of shape.
Him out. Yep.
Look, how many pounds he put on?
Yep.
Oh my God.
What people don't realize about Tyson is not only did he not train, but in that fight, okay, he had Sterling McPherson, who was a decent boxing trainer. They had no cut man. Okay.
That's right.
They had no end swell, which keeps the, that little steel thing that they put on your skin to take the swelling down. They didn't have an end swell in the corner.
How though?
They had to do? They filled up a latex glove with cold water, and you could see them putting the latex glove on because his eyes, his left eye was closing. So they had no way to stop that swelling.
Like, how do you got one of the best boxers up here for his title, and you don't even got the rights to see that whole? If Cus D'Amato never died. Or if Tyson would have like stayed with the Cuss people and kept his head on right and didn't deal with all them nutcases and really trained, he would have never lost that fight.
Yeah. But what's crazy about it is people will say like, "Oh, Tyson, he left this, he left that." What people have to realize about Mike Tyson was during this time period, he was like 20, 21, 22 years old. So he doesn't know, you know what I mean? Like he was easily manipulated back then. You know what I mean? He's just a young kid.
Well, look at his Well, look what happened when the poor guy. He never raped that woman, Desiree Washington, and his defense attorneys didn't even go and check. If they would have just done a little digging, they would have realized Desiree accused men in high school, her ex-boyfriend, who went to Coventry High School from my state, of raping her. And that never happened. So they wanted him to go to jail so they could control his money, and they really screwed him over, boy. He didn't rape that girl. There's no way.
The best part of it, what people don't realize, is the attorney that he hired to defend him was a tax attorney, was like a forensic. He wasn't a criminal defense lawyer. His name was Vincent Fuller. Look it up. You mean to tell me with all that money, you ain't getting Johnny Cochran or this guy? I mean, there's so many attorneys. So it was all set. It was all orchestrated by Don King.
Yes. To take his money, to get his money. They wanted him away, and that took some of his best years. And none of that. A guy goes to jail for something, a rape, something he didn't do.
Right.
Like that whole case always stuck in my craw. Always, because you never want to see a man, especially being a man. The most scariest thing in the world is like a woman accusing you of raping a woman. You know, exactly. Not just like any guy, put any guy in a situation of like that's terrifying. Like some. Well,
you labeled that the rest of your life, and that was a big trial too. It wasn't just something little. That was broadcasted.
Yeah, it was huge at the time, and he was in his prime. I believe he was going to fight Riddick Bowe. I'm like, oh, who was he going to fight, Joe, before he went to the can? It was kind of set up. But wasn't he going to go against
November 8th, 1991, he was going to fight Evander Holyfield.
Yeah, I'm saying that's why I like talking sports with this guy. He's like a fucking computer.
Holyfield, Tyson lost to Douglas in February of 90. Then Holyfield was his next fight in October of 90. Holyfield knocked Buster Douglas out in 3 rounds. Then he was going to fight Tyson for they were going to November 8th, 1991. They were actually going to fight earlier, but Tyson had an injury. Then right after, he had an injury, had to pull out, and then the whole rape thing came up. And that knocked him out of the box. He couldn't, they never fought. And 5 years later, they fought.
And 5 years is huge when it comes to the boxing. And
it's funny because most boxing people that know about boxing or whatever, way more than me is what I'm saying. Those type of guys, they will tell you, like Ali, when he was draft dodging, he lost 3 years. And when he three prime years, and when he came back, he just wasn't the same. Same thing with Mike Tyson. He did 3 years in jail, and when he got out, he was a different fighter. Well, explain to me how Sugar Ray Leonard didn't fight for 3 years. His next fight was against Marvelous Marvin Hagler, and he hadn't fought 3 years prior. You believe that? And he went to distance. He beat Hagler.
Yeah, that was a great fight.
But could you imagine? Everybody says he didn't fight for like 34 months before.
Was he training though? Was he training?
He was training, but he had no fights before that. So he came in ring. I mean, he retired in 1980. It was like 1984. He fought. He was coming back from an eye injury. He fought some dude, unknown dude. The unknown dude knocked him down. I forget the guy's name. After that, Sugar Ray retired. So he really wasn't training because he retired. And
all right, so he wasn't in training and nothing like that.
He wasn't in the 3 years. No, I mean, he was ready for the fight because he did all his training and everything. But 3 years, how did he do it?
Yeah, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe he was just, I don't know, maybe just everybody's a little different. Maybe it took...
right, no, that's why when people say, well, like Hagler won the fight, honestly, just the fact that Sugar Ray Leonard was able to go
The
12
distance.
rounds with Hagler. You know, it's like, wow, they gave him the victory because of that. It was crazy. It really is. They didn't like Hagler. He didn't have a good relationship with the media and whatnot. And, you know, it was just from
Him and that Hearns fight was good.
oh, yep. That's a great fight.
I miss those 80s. See, that's the only sports I can talk is 80s, 90s, and very early 2000s. But those years of boxing, that's when boxing was really boxing, man. It was great, man. Like,
what happened was they started doing this shit where, like, you know, there's like 15 different belts. There's like WBA, WBC, IBF, IBO, WBU. When back in the early days, there was like one champ. So if you wanted to be the champ, you had to beat the champ. You know what I mean?
it should still be that way.
Well, yeah, because like, you know, fighters, if you have the WBA, let's say, so Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence are like the two best welterweights in the world. They're supposed to have fought years ago. The problem is one of them is the WBA champion and the other one is the WBO. So they're both champions, really. They just have two different promoters, and they can't get in the ring because of that. But if it was one belt, they'd all have to fight each other to be the champ.
That's what it should be.
Yep.
Literally.
Well, we want to go through that stuff and, you know, score it and whatnot, and, you know, just talk about the fight or whatever. And then,
Well, yeah, it'll be fun just to watch it and, you know, give our commentary and our 2 cents on things. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, I think it's time. Like, I feel like every once in a while, yes. Do we need to go live on our platform and use it to defend ourselves? Absolutely. But night after night or every stream, like, let's go back to having fun on YouTube. This community it's getting toxic now. It's going to get a lot worse. I mean, there's a lot lower things that they could do. And I've seen it in other communities, you know, so like hashtag enough is enough. Like, let's just go back to start having fun and laughing. I mean, let these clip channels. We got Assassinina, we got Chicago Muscle. Let them put stuff out, you know, to document some of this stuff. And every once in a while, yes, we got to like come live and defend ourselves. But I mean, if we keep this going, things are just going to keep getting lower and lower. And it's
well, look what they did last. I don't know if it was the other night or whatever. They were putting up Angel's son's like an old address and stuff, and they were saying, I guess that creep Harambe said he was going to have his son sexually assault her kid. A bunch of disgusting, foul, low stuff. It's like number one, why would a father? All right, if you want to, you're busting people's balls on YouTube, fight with people, whatever. Why would you say those things anyways? Why would you put your son in that kind of trouble? Neither. Like, these people are just lowlifes.
How could you talk about a 12-year-old kid who got hit by a car and died?
It's a joke right now. I mean, stock accounts. People are making stock accounts about the little boy who passed away at 12 years old. And then they're putting them up and they're laughing hysterical about them. If somebody ever came in here with a stock account like that, I don't care if I liked the person, like about the pig over there in York, something nasty. No way am I going to let that go through. That's the stuff we need to stop. We need to block those people. It's like we're enabling them. But that's the low down, dirty stuff they're going to keep. They do over there. And like I'm saying, we think it's low now. I've seen communities where, you know, it's gotten worse.
You remember that one girl who lost her kid? You remember that, right?
Yes.
That was terrible.
Yep. That was.
But these people have no morals.
And that's what they were attempting to do to me. They wanted me to have one of those situations. You know what I mean? They said they were going to keep calling on me until my kid was gone, but you can't do that. Because the difference with me and her is I always kept the child over here.
Well, there's a huge difference
of people.
Yeah.
Could you imagine the quality of people in the world right now is like humans? Like, we've just like become, honestly, don't take this the wrong way, but pieces of shit, basically.
No, you're right.
It's like, because when you really think about when you take a situation like Sammy the Bull Gravano and Joy Faraci, right? So now he's got 1 million subs. People are kissing this guy's ass, giving him money. How do you think she feels? Her brother was killed.
Yeah.
Like we've become so desensitized. I mean, think about it. I'm like kicking myself in the ass, saying to myself, you know what? I never even looked at it that way. He's doing all these shows, and everybody, he's doing these segments and different episodes, and people are questioning him. He's laughing about this. I killed this person, but you know what? They made me do it. Look, I'm standing over the casket, looking at the guy, and said, "Why did you make me kill you?" It's just like, how do you
Oh my
listen
God.
to that shit at the
Such
end
a
of the day?
creep. And yeah, my heart goes out to Joy and her family. I share their Facebook all the time. She's recently got a YouTube channel. I'm going to do a stream this week and share it.
Oh, cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
she's got a
she's cool.
YouTube channel now.
Joy.
Yeah, she's a nice person, and imagine that, I don't know if I got a brother, you got a brother. Imagine like your little brother dying like that. You don't know who did it for years, and the government comes and tells you the guy did it, and he can't be punished for it. And then you gotta see this guy in social media and all this other stuff. It's gonna be
And putting out lies about the kid too. Rest in peace, Alan Kaiser. And everybody, please, I don't have the link to it, but just go on Facebook and search Justice for Alan Kaiser and go follow and give that page a thumbs up.
Yeah, I always
we
share it
gotta
online.
Yeah,
we gotta
we gotta-
give this- Dominic too. We push back. JTP, love you, bro. That's another
JTP is
thing
great.
where how do you oppose? How do you like his movement? How do you oppose something like that? So you're basically saying, okay, I don't care if people are wrongly convicted, or you put this guy in jail. He didn't do it. It's amazing how I am telling you, as people, I think we really suck as people. But for instance, my grandmother, my mom compared to my grandmother, I think as time goes on, we become even more pieces of shit. Because it's like my grandmother raised all these kids, worked, raised me, had a job, cooked every day. I mean, now forget it. It's just the quality of people.
Me personally, I believe the Book of Revelations. I really believe the world is just it's turned into Sodom and Gomorrah.
I believe in karma too. These
Yeah,
people, that's why a lot of things I won't do. I believe in karma. I believe if I'm gonna wish death on somebody's child. I get scared to death that something will happen to my child.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wish death on anybody, somebody's mother, somebody's, these people up there wishing that hoping that we die and say with a smile, fantasizing about us burning, and it's disgusting. It is disgusting, and karma's gonna come and it's going to bite them in the ass. And
what you put out there, you're right. What you put out there in this world, no matter if you believe in religion, whatever, karma, whatever, it comes back on you. What you put out there, and especially for a mother to be laughing at a little boy's death, it was just disgusting.
When she had she did a whole stream about somebody close to her passing away and a baby drowning in a pool, and then she's going to laugh about a little boy who was killed in an accident. It was an accident. Disgusting. A mother, and everybody, we talk about this, the righty guy and stuff like that. Now he's one hot shot away from being bye-bye. Now he's crap. My heart breaks for that family that has to watch their son. That's somebody's son. Like a mother's still going to lose her son. I mean, I hope he doesn't pass, but it's still that's. I can never wish death on him. I don't. I hope he gets better. I wish that
anybody to wish death on somebody, in case somebody murdered your family or molested a family member, rapes. That's different, but just for someone you don't like on the internet or don't like to wish death on people is pretty harsh and pretty stupid.
Especially when you don't like the person just because they didn't want to be your friend anymore. They wanted to be friends with somebody else. So now you're wishing death and dragging them and their family. Oh, people are.
That shows the mentality of people like that too. That
anybody thinks, look,
what happened, Joe?
Like FBI, people think these people follow him and he has all this support, and he says anything he wants and this and that. The dude is in prison right now. He's in YouTube prison. You don't realize beneath that cigarette smoke and all that stuff, he cannot change one bit. This is his life right now. This is how he earns. The fear that he must have, knowing that if he doesn't come on a show and talk shit about people, those people are going to be ghosts. They don't give a damn what he has to say. He's living in prison right now. I'm telling you, it's a YouTube prison.
No, you're right. He's caught in a cycle where all he has is shit bums in there that want to see pure chaos, to see him threaten babies and make lies up about people's kids. That's it. And he knows he's going to have to get a 9 to 5 if he doesn't do that. But how long can you keep doing this stuff until karma or justice comes and bites you in the ass?
Well, that's what's going to happen. What happens? Okay, eventually, it's going to. I mean, things are going to happen. We know things are going to happen. You know, there's going to be lawsuits. The channel might go down. He might do something that might end up being criminal, and he might be arrested. So while he's sitting in jail, all these people who are super chatting him to do the disgusting things, they ain't going to be there for him. They're not going to pay his lawyer fees, his lawsuit, his bail money. No. So what? At the end of the day, you're doing all this stuff because Joe Schmo in chat sent you a super chat. And Joe Schmo ain't going to be there for you next year.
Think about this. Remember when he first came around, he had dreams of going to mob cons and all these little... He could never go to one of them. There's no way.
When he was on he blamed it on me, but
you can't take
he was going on a plane on vacation, and he couldn't even film it or talk about publicly where he was going or where he was at. And I believe he blamed it on NB's going to ruin his flight or
You wouldn't do that.
No, and I can't. How could I do that? I can't just go in his and cancel his flights and stuff like that.
Well, you get in trouble. Call up what would you call the plane thing and say, this guy's got this or that? That wouldn't work. They would trace your call and you'd get in trouble. He don't want to go. You know, someone would probably whoop his ass. That's why.
That's more about it. I think that's more about why he was more secretive about that stuff. He's kind of a little bit safe up there in Amish country right now, but walking around the mall, he's got to be looking over his shoulder. He's got to be. And we know the little gun poke. He ain't leaving his house.
Oh, no.
He's in the belly of and like Caneshades is in the belly of the gun poke is in the belly of the beast. And he's doing all this stuff.
Mark my words. One day, someone that no one knows, never talked to, is going to see them and split their head wide open. You can.
Well, it might be 5 years from now. You know, when at least
it will happen.
Yeah.
Nobody likes to see people laugh at dead people, torture and slander young women and people's families, harass children, call DCYF on mothers, all this disgusting stuff.
Put their address out there and pictures of the front door and say, go run up in their apartment and do whatever you want to them. They're a whore.
Yeah, dog whistling for someone to come harm you. And the lady Angela, dog whistling for that. And those videos are never going to go away from the internet. So now you're stuck where you have to be this disgusting creature or you got to go get a job, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There's no over because he starts doing true crime or whatever else. If that's ever his plan, those people don't want to see that. They're in there to watch him and send him money.
Lazy, anyways. And you're right; they don't want to watch that. They're in there to see him dox and threaten dead children.
And I guaranteed a lot of those sock accounts that he thinks are his loyal people. I guarantee that they have sock accounts and they're over in Angel's chat kissing her ass. Right after a lot of these people are like that. They just like the chaos. They just like the chaos, and that's it. And they could disappear tomorrow and shut down their YouTube, and they're gone. But the things that they're provoking him to do by sending him money, he's guilty of it, and that hangs on his head and his shoulders, and that's it.
Pitch out terrified if he ended up in intake. Oh my God! If he ever ended up in the can, he would be in big trouble.
So do you think he'd poop his pants again and then threaten to harm himself to go to the mental ward?
Yeah, he would try all that and try to puss out and make all these weird things, but it wouldn't work. He'd end up in the can and someone would split his head for sure. Without a doubt. People in jail watch this stuff.
The Phil Leonetti love letter. That was a good
do you know where there was
that up? You should put
there was a website Ask a Mafia Boss online. There's like some website like Ask a Mafia Boss or something like that. And so that's where that was from. He actually put this on a website like Ask I forgot what it was called, but yeah.
I heard when he's like, and is there any way you can forgive your uncle? And it's like, wait a minute.
Really?
He put the uncle in jail. What does he have to like? The uncle's like, what are you talking about? And it made no sense. It was so groupy and weird and fanboyish from like a little imaginary world, a land of make believe. Yeah, that's another. That kid's a follower and he's an idiot. They're walking that kid into a beat.
It was called Ask Crazy Philip Question Mafia Prince
trying to bring
Philip Leonetti WorldPress.com. So we
like family members.
And family therapy with the pulse.
Trying to do good, you know. Yeah.
And that
how many other letters are going to surface soon? Hey, Cuban B. I bet you we're going to find some other creepy letters that are going to surface soon too. And then he made a magazine cover with his face, like he's the capo de. What is that? The capo de.
To cap. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's fanboy stuff. It's all these guys who worship these, these mob groupies, these mob guys, their whole lives. Never knew a mob, never got close to one, just worship them. It's just weird.
That's my avatar. That's his. That was his magazine cover he put up for a while. The Capo di Tutti something, and he put this up He put himself on a magazine cover, like awkward.
Yeah. What's up, Cuban?
There's people in our genre that have interviewed Sammy the Bull, right? And someone did it recently. I saw a little bit of it, and people. It's amazing to me that it's like I almost looked at it like the person that was interviewing him was like a girl interviewing like Harry Styles. You know what I mean? Like the way they look. The way they're looking at Sammy like he's, like you're just like, oh my God, like I'm
he's John Lennon or something.
Some great, exactly, like some great, like the face is red, and they're saying, well, you were a great businessman when you were the top guy, it's just like all this stuff, like they're talking to a great man. I don't get it.
Well, here's what it is. A problem in the Italian American community. You've got these people who watch these mob movies, right? They fall in love with these gangsters and look up to them as like superstars. It's weird. And then and they can't get close to them or ever talk to them. So what's the next best thing in their eyes is a stool pigeon. And they worship these guys. It's weird. Like the only gangsters on my wall are family members. That's it. I think it's a sickness in the Italian American community.
Yeah. Anybody who hits me up privately and the first thing out of there, like the first sentence is, my uncle is so-and-so, my sister is this my sister dated this gangster. I get a lot of those where some people are hitting me up and I don't know anything about the mob and it doesn't turn me on if Billy, and I'm just making up Billy, his uncle was some gangster. I don't know if that's supposed to impress girls, but I get so many of those people hitting me up, and somehow, some way, they're related to a gangster, something, and it's like, first of all, I don't really believe them, but second of all, it's like, so what?
Yeah, no kidding. So what's that have to do with the price of
Michael Scars, right? This Michael Scars has a show, right? And it's with some dude that's kind of in, he's I don't even want to say what he is, but they have a show together, and the kid interviews this Michael Scars, and you could see that this is like the way he looks at this Michael Scars is he looks at him like as a great guy, like man, you were the man,
oh, yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, do you realize that this guy, he told on his brother, okay? He tried to throw his brother in jail for life. He turned against his family, okay? How do you look at that person? How could you
fanboyitis,
something like that?
I know. It's weird. I don't know. It's fanboyitis.
You have a decent head on your shoulders. How could you be in
Yeah.
awe of them?
Well, like I said, it's a sickness,
And you know what it leads me
and
to
not
believe?
just with the Italian American community. I would say anybody who follows and worships these like these mob guys and worships like that, follows them like that, and hero worships these people is just some weird stuff.
Yep.
Weird stuff. And Mikey Scares is a repulsive human being. He tried to put one of his best friends in a gas chamber. The guy is just a creep. They're all creeps.
Then he takes a picture in front of John Gotti's burial
That
site.
was weird, man.
I'm like, do you realize that? Like, he would. I'm surprised he didn't come out of the wall, Gotti Senior, and choke him. Like, seriously, you realize what you did? These guys that do these shows. Here's the one thing I can guarantee. This is information for everyone in YouTube and the whole world. Those guys that you see that are doing these interviews and doing shows with them and that are in awe of these type of people, they never met, not even a connected guy, they never in their life have talked to anyone that was in that life. Because if you talk to someone in that life about them, you would get the real picture. And I'm telling you, I talked to guys that if their fingers were pricked, okay? Hey, what's up with Sammy? They will not stop talking shit about the type of guy that Sammy was. He was a despicable person. Well, what about Gotti Sr.? Oh, Gotti Sr., they speak so highly of them, right? Now, who are you going to believe? Are you going to take the word of Sammy the Bulls? The way he feels about John Sr., or would you want to hear it from an actual street guy that's still in life? I take the opinion of the street guy in that situation. So
never Sam. Look at all of his shows. He's always trying to make himself out to be a hero, and he even did like some short web movie or whatever where they like kidnap. It was like the movie Taken, sort of. Ever see that movie Taken with Liam Neeson?
Yeah,
it was weird. Like his family was stuff. Very, very bizarre and insane.
He's trying to change the narrative of himself. That's what he's trying to do. He's got a good PR team. They're trying to change the narrative of really what went on, and because at one point, like, he couldn't even show his face, right? He had to get plastic surgery and stuff like that.
Yeah, he changed his name to Jimmy Moron, literally. No, really. Well, it was Moran, but it called Moron.
Yeah, and he had to flee, but
they're all low lives.
Yeah,
I don't understand. You take two people. If you took Sammy the Bull's life up until this point, and you took Gotti Sr.'s life up until this point, those guys on the other side that are talking shit about John, saying he's a bad person, he's this, he's that. Why aren't they saying it about
Sammy?
All these guys? Because the only difference is one guy gave up his friends and took it in the ass, excuse my language. And the other guy.
Well, now that he also sold drugs with his kids too.
Oh yeah.
Killed his wife's husband, wife's brother.
So everything he did that was bad, Sammy the Bull, his whole life. The fact that he got on the witness stand and testified against his brothers, that makes him a good person now.
Yeah, and even after that,
me, it seems like.
Look at it this way too. You make a great point.
Like even
go.
The FBI agents, if you see them talk about Sammy, they love Sammy. They love him. Like, hey, he's a good guy. What do you mean a good guy? Look at all the shit he did. What, that gets washed away because he couldn't do jail time? To me,
even at that, even that, or even Rad or whatever. When he got out, what did he do? He sold ecstasy to his kids.
Yeah. Could you imagine a regular person? You'd be under the jail. 20 years. 20 years. Are you crazy? My brother did 13 years for nothing even close to that. Nothing even close. 20 years. Did you see what they did to Angel's nephew?
No.
I think it's Pete's son. They gave him 8
Not
years.
the one who got in trouble. Yeah, they racked him up with mad years.
Yeah, 8 years, man. 8 years. That's crazy.
He would have
man.
never got
8
that
years?
time. He would have never got that time if it wasn't for his last name.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. People that
Those
follow
murders,
these guys are
you know,
fanboys, and the closest they get to what they consider the mob. Absolutely. And that's what it is. It's like that's what the rats are the ones that are on here most of the time. And they'll latch on to anybody.
Yes, okay. Yes, right. Yes, right. He admitted to 36 murders. He talks to the FBI, gives them information about the mafia cops and everything, right? They say that they caught him in a lie, the FBI. So they threw him in jail for life. Didn't Sammy get caught life? He said he didn't sell drugs.
Yo, that's why they threw the pipe guy's thing away, because what he was saying was contradicting Gravano's story.
Yeah, okay, Parasite Slayer. Exactly. That's my whole point. I'm glad you said that. They gave him 8 years for priors, right? You mean to tell me, what about Sammy's priors? How come he didn't get 80 years for his priors? So,
Yeah, especially killing killing Alan Kaiser.
Priors, I bet you that kid did not have. I can guarantee you this: that kid did not have a bad record before the kid. Is his name John? I think, or is it Peter? It's something along.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I don't think he had a. Yeah, I don't think he had an extensive record. Nothing like
no. That kid would have never got those years if it wasn't for his name, for sure. But yeah, they let
To me,
that creep go.
Amazing. What's up, Angel? It's amazing.
Hey, Angel, I'll drop the link if you want to come on. It's up to you, though. Good morning.
Yeah, I would love for her to come on. Because you tell on your brothers and your family members, everything you did gets washed away. I mean, to me, I would look at the person that kept his mouth shut. He got convicted of the crimes.
And the money thing too.
Did his time. I mean, what are you going to do?
Tonto told on him? Wait, did Tonto really tell on him?
On who? I don't know. All I know is that when it comes to Gravano, the money that he's making right now, that's why he puts it under different names. Should the son of Sam law, that should be going to the Alan Kaiser family or some of these other families. They did get him for the book.
Joy said
like he had to give his money up.
Yeah. We asked Joy about it. She said that the family got money from the book. But this stuff he's doing now is not in his name, so they can't get the money.
Yeah, there should be something around that. It's a shame that they let him wiggle around.
Exactly, right. Yeah, exactly.
They put it in somebody else. They put
the biggest crock of shit
in everybody else's name.
The biggest crock of shit is that Gotti Sr. was going to throw Sammy under the bus. And he was going to walk away.
Yeah,
Gotti Sr. knew that's complete bullshit. Senior knew they were never going to give up on him till they put him in jail. That was their life goal, the government.
Yes.
He even admitted it. He's like, they're not going to stop till I'm in jail.
It blows my mind how people believe that, ain't it?
Yeah, and it's like, you really think that John Sr., who was an intelligent man, said to himself, you know what? If I beat this case, they'll leave me alone for the rest of my life. No, are you nuts? Forget about it, Sam. It's delusional. And the fact that he would even say it. The best part is, look at what he did to the Frank Locascio dude. He sat in jail 30 years, and then Sammy says, oh, he didn't do it. He wasn't involved.
Yeah,
Why
and
did
then
we bring that up in 1992? No one
Yeah.
asked me. That's what he said.
Well,
No one asked.
the feds were collecting. Sassino even said the feds were collecting Sammy's money. They were collecting money for him also.
I believe it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sure. And where did that happen?
He should not
I
be
don't
allowed to
even
be.
know any of
He
these.
should not be allowed to be on YouTube. He shouldn't be
No, they
allowed to be
shouldn't.
on YouTube.
Well, that's all about We Push Back. These lying informants having a platform to spread lies and misinformation. And that's why it's important
And
to
that's where
always.
they did do.
Making
They have
popular.
been doing it, and they've been doing it for a long time on the YouTube between A-Light, Panisi, all these guys on there, Tonto,
Yeah.
all these guys, literally just attacking the people that they put away as families and going up there. But then once someone gives a little pushback on them, they can't deal with it.
Mhm. And watch what these guys are doing. These turncoats that come on YouTube that are making all this money, watch what they're going to do. The FBI will be covering up for them. They think it's almost like they're starting this whole new family type thing. Like these guys are not like, they are what they are.
Well, you see the movie, Joe, My Blue Heaven, right? You've seen that, right?
Of course, yeah. With the
that's what that basically this sort of is. Like if you've seen the video, the pictures of Borello, the kid Tootie, and Jimmy Olin all together, and A-Light with all these people. That's what they do. They get together.
Yeah, they're hanging out, having.
Yep.
I know. They're all. It's amazing. Unbelievable.
Sharing each other's lies and trying to help each other's lies and stories so they can come on YouTube and look real cool. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
That's disgusting.
Yep,
So picture
you
meeting
vouch for
those
me,
families.
legitimize me. You vouch for me. You legitimize me. I heard that they would. I heard that. I think A-Light said it. I don't know. Maybe 8 or 10 of them get together in Florida. They have dinner together. They do. Like what? They're doing.
That's true.
What? Okay. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is, but it's true, and it's sick. See, luckily, like my family members, we're from Rhode Island. Nobody knows of us. See, the New York people, I feel bad for them families because their families are well known. They're in New York. They're on the news. Movies are made about them. See, like my uncles and stuff, people besides local people didn't know them, and all those stool pictures that put them away are dead. Then I could just imagine. I would be really inflamed if one of them stool pigeons was literally on YouTube making up lies and stuff. That's going to be tough.
Well, the good thing is you have like people like the Gay C, who is part of LCN. I never knew what that like. He would always like be in Lee's chat and stuff, and like talk about like abbreviate like LCN and everything, or say LCN. I always thought it had something to do with Lee Cole. Every time he said it until recently, I didn't know it meant like La Costa Nostra. That's what it means. I always thought it was like Lee Cole News or Lee Cole something. You know what I mean? Whenever he said LCN for the longest time until recently, because he was always dropping the LCN this, LCN that.
The other funny thing is, how did these turncoats like A-Light and all them, how did they justify what they're doing on YouTube? I know what they're saying. They're making it seem like they're not glorifying the Lord. But anytime I see those guys, it looks like they're holding court. You know what I mean? It looks like he's, having his, he's like with the guys. They're laughing about this crime. Oh, yeah, I slapped this guy 18 times. Yeah, remember that guy over there? I shot him on third.
Selling baseball bats and butcher knives. You remember that when they were signing the butcher knives?
They're, reminiscing. Yeah, they're like reminiscing about and like it's crazy. It's to help the kids. What kids? What kids are you helping by doing that? You're talking about how tough you are. It's just crazy.
Turkey jerky. And Marie, what have you got to say about the video of you and Pat Little running to the cops on that? Wow.
There was no, what do you mean running to the cops?
I don't know. This is someone talking crap. Pat Little running to the cops on that video. Okay, we haven't seen the video.
Yeah, play the video where we ran to the cops. Like, no, ran to no cops.
Yeah, just like the Nazi rallies they got caught you at too when it was the St. Patrick's Day parade.
That's the other
No,
thing.
I walked around. I went up Brown University. I seen the guy Pat up there and filmed him walking around. The optics were terrible. I'll give you that. The optics were bad. But he was we're talking about Israeli pedophile rings. There's pedophile rings in all countries. Yeah, the optics were bad, but no, he didn't run to the cops.
Of course.
Oh, really, Angel? Everyone that was arrested with your nephew has been home for 3 years.
Yeah,
They-
but
they-
they'll in there.
I was saying that
telling
to
you, this
Maddie.
is what
Maddie
I'm
was
talking
saying.
about.
Maddie was
Everybody
saying Maddie was saying that he thinks that like they know who he is and just haven't put it out because there's nothing on him. I'm like, they'll find you, and then they'll put you out with like, say you're holding, you know, your niece or your nephew. I don't know if he has nieces or nephews, or you're with a little girl, and they'll spin that you're a chomo, or they'll find you with a red shirt on and say you're in gangs, or they'll find a video of you on Facebook and a friend doing something, and they'll spin it that you're at some racist rallies or something. So even if they can't find anything on you, they'll find something that they could
Right.
spin and make it look like you're doing something else. You know,
Right.
so that's
Yeah,
what a lot of
child molester with no proof. What is that?
yeah. That's the new thing. Everybody's chomos. They were saying somebody told me yesterday that they said that I'm on Roxy 30s with Joe. That's good to know.
Huh?
Like, I guess we're all on Roxy's. A Roxy for you, a Roxy for me.
No, that's the same thing as an oxy. What's the
It's
difference?
amazing how these people.
I don't know. It's more like Percocet, maybe. I think a Roxy 30 is like oxycodone 30. I don't. You're asking the wrong person.
Yeah,
He'll be home
it's
in
in
later.
Yeah, it's amazing how, like, you know, these people that I'm not going to say who, but you know, you're involved with killing an innocent person, and for 6 or 7 years, okay, it tore you apart inside, and you couldn't live with yourself, and you feel bad about what happened, and you wanted to do something about it, but you only did something about it was when they were slapping 50 years on your head. Then you have this, the morality comes.
Yeah, then you're
Well, what about the prior 7 years?
The bottom line is, if you don't,
if you couldn't sleep,
yeah, you couldn't sleep before, but now you can all of a sudden. Yeah, it's bullshit.
listen to this story, okay? So there's a rapper. His name is G Depp. Not a big rapper, but he was with P. Diddy and all those guys, you know, like Bad Boy, like that whole Biggie Smalls thing. So anyway, this
From the
dude,
90s?
before he got a record deal, yeah, but before he got a record deal, he was a street guy. He gets a record deal with Puffy Combs. He changes his life around. He finds God. Do you know what he did? He went to the government and said, you know that kid that got killed 12 years ago? I don't know the exact dates, on that street corner over there, and it's unsolved? He copped to it. He gave himself up. The cops had
Really?
no
Did he hurt
idea
anybody
did
else? He just told it was him.
it. Just on him.
All right, so he didn't hurt
He got
nobody else.
15
So
years
that was
old.
a decision he wanted to make.
He didn't.
That's on
No, he
him.
told on himself. No, he told on himself. He wasn't even a suspect. He
Oh, all
found
right. Well,
God,
maybe that sounds a
and
little
he's
more
like,
like, all right, he only told on himself. He's not hurting nobody else. Maybe
He
he
only
really did have a whatever, a religious thing
no,
or
he
something.
did. Yeah.
Bad.
No, that's what I'm saying. He really did.
Yes.
He really did.
That's what it sounds
Yeah,
like. Because if someone went,
he didn't put anyone in jail. He said he did it alone. He didn't say any, you know, he just couldn't. He was having trouble sleeping or whatever, was on his conscience. He became a God, worshipped God or whatever, and he felt he had to do it. I think he's still in jail.
well, that's since that's something that's sincere.
Yeah, then that sounds like it's good morning, Nick. How are you? We got someone coming up.
Sounds like it's sincere.
Oh, we lost him.
It must have been eating at him and stuff like that, and the guy just went.
Yeah, no, it was. Yep. Yeah. That's exactly what it was. Yep. The cops had no idea he did it alone. He didn't tell on anyone. He told on himself.
And how many years did he get?
I think he got about 15 years. I'll look it up. I
He'll
don't
probably get out. They'll
remember
probably
the-
since he turned himself in and stuff, he'll probably get out first parole too.
Yeah, well, that's the
Yeah.
stuff where you get good karma from it, right? Like, when you're actually doing the right thing. So
Yeah, I'm sure God will look out for him. Where like he didn't, he legitimately felt terrible, and he went, and now the family knows what happens to what happened to their family member. He didn't put anybody else in it. He just couldn't live with it, and that was on him.
Good
Hey, guys.
morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hey, so I always like to ask before I know people like to grab links and just jump on. It's weird, right? So I always like to ask if people mind.
What are you in a hot tub?
No, I'm not just outside in the yard.
Oh, it must be nice weather where you are.
Yeah, I'm in South Florida,
Nice.
Oh,
the good part of South Florida, not Hialeah. So, I'm glad you're talking about the Crypt Keeper this afternoon. I left a comment. I don't know if you saw it, but you ever see there was a video when he was kind of the Schmiegel was sitting down answering people's questions. He was like doing like a question and answer, and someone asked him if he ever met anybody from Western New York. You ever see that?
I haven't.
I haven't neither.
Yeah, I don't
So-
pay attention.
I know. If you can find it, it's classic. So basically, he tells the story about how, and this is when I cringe when I hear him constantly talk about how brilliant he is and how smart he is, and he's the smartest gangster out there. He tells a story about how he was kind of summoned to Florida after they killed Paul Castellano, because they wanted to let him know that they were okay with it, whatever the fucking nonsense is. But he's basically telling a story about how when he met with them in South Florida, for some reason I don't understand, the guy wanted to talk to me at the beach. And you gotta watch the story. He doesn't realize that the guy's making him walk into the water fully clothed, and he's basically punking him to basically tell him that you're not smart, you're dumb, and it's classic. I love when I hear him talk about how smart he was. He didn't realize that he was being punked. They made him literally walk into the ocean fully clothed up to like his waist, and he's like, "What are we doing here?" And anything short of this is our way of kind of letting you know that you're a retard, right? So it's fucking hysterical when you hear him talk about it. He's like, "What are we doing? I don't understand." He doesn't want to. I understand he doesn't want to be heard, but what are we doing out? We're in the ocean. And we get deeper and deeper, and I've got.
They didn't trust him.
Yeah, and I've got my. Well, yeah. Not only did he not trust him, Sammy thinks, "Oh, this guy doesn't trust me. He thinks I'm wearing a wire or whatever it is." Meanwhile, he's making you walk into the ocean fully clothed, bro. He's punking you. He's basically saying that you're a nobody and you're not as smart as you think you are, because I've got you in the ocean up to your waist, which is probably only 2.5 feet, 3 feet, because he's a midget. Fully clothed, right? It's hysterical. The guy's like completely out of his mind, and it drives me nuts that they're able to kind of divert the Son of Sam law and not.
Yep.
It's maddening that they're allowed to profit from it, because they put everything in other people's names, and
they call it Deborah's Ways Productions, like after his wife, because anything that goes in his name, and that's all his kids are trying to do, is build him up as like a cash cow, so They can mooch off of his name and use that forever. And they're trying to change history and make him out to be some hero. That's why his PR team, like Lauren said, is very good. They like all the things he said in these videos are all orchestrated, planned. Like he said, how he defended the black guy, the gay guy, like all this stuff to try to like win over people to make him look like he's some great guy or something.
Well, that's the thing. The younger generation that wasn't around back then, they're hearing these stories. You know what I mean? They weren't back around in the Sammy days to know exactly like X, Y, and Z what what went on. So they're listening. He's changing the narrative. His PR team is good. This younger generation is
He's
getting.
trying to, but
He's trying to.
I don't think it will work overall. You know, I don't think it will work overall. Like, yes, they are making money right now. Don't get me wrong, but how long can that last? And calm as a son of a bee. Put it that way.
It goes back to the fact that the level of of corruptness within the government, that they can allow him to continue to benefit and profit off of the things that he did just by putting things in other people's names. If I got jammed up years ago and I wasn't allowed to have, let's say, a liquor license in my name, right? If I put it under my wife's name or someone else's name, they're going to do their due diligence. They're going to go back and say, "Nah, that guy's associated with it. Don't give him a liquor license." Right? They can pull that. They can pull that stuff right away. But for him, for some reason, they continue to let it happen. They look the other way, and we all know the reason, right?
Yeah, he's their boy wonder.
Exactly.
Could you imagine the stories he's telling and the stories that are bringing him income? Your relative is the person he killed. You know what I mean? He's making money off of talking about, your relative who he put a freaking bullet in the back of his head.
No,
I don't know how well that will go over with me. I don't know.
No, these people have to sit here and listen to him, glamorize his stories, and they lost loved ones, and their loved ones went to prison or whatever it was. It's just it's disgusting.
And didn't he lied about Alan Kaiser, right? How that all went down, and that's why we have the justice for Alan Kaiser's Facebook group Enjoy to show the death certificate and all that stuff, and to defend her brother.
The autopsy. Yeah, well, he said that the guy Louis shot him, and that didn't happen. Sammy shot him, and he shot him in the back too.
And then they say he was under the influence or something. Was that it? I forget.
Well, they tried to lie and say that Kid Allen was on drugs.
They attack his character. What's worse? What's worse than attacking a character of a dead person? They can't defend themselves.
Innocent
right?
boy, he was a child.
That's great.
Yeah, 16-year-old kid.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you think about this, Nicky Scabetta was one of my uncle's best friends. That was Sammy's brother-in-law.
Yeah.
They found his hand. I mean, how do you just?
I wonder if they talk to their cousins or not. They must hate them.
He's a disgusting human being, and like I said, the fact that we can kick the dead horse all day. The fact that he's allowed to profit from it is it's disgusting. Disgusting. That's my.
I think it's the fact
that's
that
my
he
rant.
should be. He shouldn't be able to come on YouTube and speak about that shit. They want to, they throw all these people off. Who's banned from Twitter? What would you have to do if you could talk about what he's talking about on YouTube and these platforms? How could they throw someone off with a straight face, saying, "Oh no, what you're talking about is no good, but what he's talking about is okay"? I mean, he's talking about killing people. And like in that same sentence, he's laughing. Like, I don't know how you could go from there's something wrong. You're blowing someone's brains out, and he sits there and says, I looked down in the casket and I said to him, I said, look what you made me look what you made me do, you piece of shit. You made me kill you. Who in their right mind thinks like that?
He's trying to justify himself, I guess. It's weird.
And he's dramatizing it, right? It's like he's writing a script. He's trying to sell a story and write a script, right?
Yeah, good point.
It's terrible. It's like that's what he's so out of touch with reality because he's just allowed to live in this fantasy world and run amok and do what he wants to do, that he can, in his brain, he probably said, that's what I did say that day. I said, well, look what you made me do. He didn't. Come on, that's movie shit. It's all nonsense. It's all nonsense.
We got Caneshades.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, what's up, Kenny?
Hey, okay, so
sorry.
Hey, what's up, buddy? What's up?
Message yesterday. How are you, man?
All right. So I'm 42 years old, right? It's really hard for me to remember my 20s, like certain details, of like what happened in my 20s, maybe my teenage years. I know. But for a guy like Sammy, who's like 80 something years old, how can he possibly tell stories so sharp
Okay?
and like little
It's-
tiny details
He's a
from like
brilliant. He's the Rain Man of snitches. He remembers. He remembers everything, right? It's all nonsense. It's all
Charlie
nonsense.
Babbitt.
But nobody is on John Gaylight's. Okay, John Gaylight, when he tells a story, he'll tell you the cologne he had on. He'll tell you the shoes, the socks, what color underwear he had on. I mean, he just goes into.
They were pink, Joe. They were pink. They were pink.
Yeah.
Listen,
some memory.
Don't waste too much of your time looking for it, but you'll laugh your ass off if you see him, the clip of him telling the story about the time he got summoned to Florida and they made him walk out in the ocean with his fucking clothes on. It's hysterical.
Oh, that's nothing compared to this story. When John Sr. took over the family, okay, he was making moves like, breaking this guy, like, you're no longer a captain. Gotti Sr. sent John Alight to Queens to tell Joe Gallo, the consig of the family, number 3, that you're no longer consig and John's taking you down. Now, who in the right mind is going to believe a fucking story like that? That they sent that Gotti Sr. sent Alight to tell the consig you're out of that position?
Yeah, that was
thing I ever heard.
I'll tell you who believes that. The kid who lives in Amish Town or Amishville in Pennsylvania. That's who those are the kind of people that salivate over those kind of stories. It's disgusting.
that's crazy.
It's the craziest thing I've heard. Really, it's bad because anybody that knows anybody, you ain't got. The consig wouldn't even sit with that guy.
All right, guys, I'm gonna bounce.
Really?
Joe, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, guys. I hope your
Thank
football
you.
teams win, whatever it is you're gonna do.
Oh yeah, it starts in 15 minutes. The Bills play the Vikings.
Yeah, I don't think Josh Allen.
What's up with Josh Allen?
I don't think he's gonna.
I don't know. I don't think he's. I don't know. I looked on the fantasy football thing, and it looks like he's starting. I'm not sure, but I don't know if he's going to be 100% there. So
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but that's a whole nother conversation. What about the lines that are already set that this guy's probably going to start, right? If it's 3.5 or 4.5, whatever, you don't think it's going to change if he plays or not? Pro sports.
You're right.
Too.
You're right. That's why I didn't pick him. That's why I didn't pick him in the dual fantasy sports, because I know that he might possibly not play.
Emery, I'm with you. Little League baseball. That's the only. It's pure.
I love the Little League World Series, dude. I love it.
It's still pure. They still play for the fun of it. You can tell that they love it. These kids are, for the age that they are, they're way more advanced than we were when we were 12, 13.
Hell yeah.
These kids throw hard. I mean, they're the real.
We have a friend who's involved with kids. This guy I know, he's like really into it with kids and stuff. His name is Load on the Sheets. He'd probably be at the college or the Little League World Series.
I knew that was coming.
Hey, before you go, you were right about that, because some high school football is corrupt too. I've seen it. Oh, yeah. High school football is corrupt down here.
Caneshades, you live in South Florida. I live in South Florida. Listen, they talk about high school football in Texas. It's no joke here. My kids go to a school that is they recruit, right? Like they they're obviously not supposed to, but like it's a big thing. Slowly but surely they're getting layer by layer in.
Yes. Are you aware of the 7-on-7 events that take place here in South Florida? Do you know what a 7-on-7 event is?
I haven't. I've only been here since 14, so it might have been before I got here.
Yeah, what is it?
Okay. 7-on-7 events is in the summertime. They take these kids that are like the best in the high school, and they put them in. It's like a flag football thing. But a lot of crazy things are going on. I don't want to get too much into it, but they basically sign these kids when they're 15.
Yeah, man.
They sign these kids when they're really young.
Oh yeah.
Well, your dad, you're a linebacker prospect, you know, to play college football or eventually the pros. Oh, your dad's a barber. Let's open him up a barber shop, right? Or you
Yeah,
know, whatever it
yeah.
is. They do that. They do that stuff all the time, man. It's crazy.
Oh yes, yes, and it happens young too. I've seen 12-year-olds play Pop Warner football get offered. Yo, it's crazy, bro. So you were right about the softball thing. That's probably the only pure thing, or not softball, but the little league
Little league, yeah.
baseball. The
Yeah.
little you were right about that. Yeah.
It's still pure. They love the game. They're playing because they love it. You know, these guys, you know, to make $100 million a year playing a game that you supposedly love and then complain about it. Come on, give me a break.
Awesome. All right. Have a good afternoon, bro.
You room for the Dolphins today or what?
No, I'm a Bills fan, believe it or not.
Oh, that's what I like to hear. All right, man.
All right. All right.
Have a good one. God bless you.
Yeah, I
Thanks,
don't
I'll
think
see you
you can-
guys.
Have a good one, man. I don't know how you
Thanks
became
for
a
coming on.
Bills fan.
See ya.
I thought you were Florida out.
Caneshades lived in weren't you from Buffalo, Caneshades? No?
Yeah, my family from my mom's side is from Buffalo, and I lived in Buffalo for a little bit.
They had
Jets-
great teams in the early 90s.
Oh
beat
yeah.
Jets beat Buffalo
Especially
last
with
week.
Victor. Norwood played right. I was just talking to Todd Father about that.
That Super Bowl with the Giants, that was probably the first game I ever cried as a kid.
Yeah,
Like,
I was
you know that I was crying.
I was praying when he kicked that ball. I was praying
Oh,
because I'm a Giants fan, so I know. Obviously, Kane's not too happy with that, but they almost the Bills should have. They almost won that Super Bowl. If it wasn't for that kick with Norwood, they would have won that one. And I believe the other one with the Cowboys, they were in it till halftime. I believe in one of those. With the
See, that was the 4 Super Bowls, but they were so drained out for playing 4 straight Super Bowls. And the second half, they were just so drained out, man. Like mind you, they played all the way to late January for 4 years. And my uncles told me if the Bills would have won that first Super Bowl, they might have won a couple of the other Super Bowls. They just got spooked, you know.
Yeah, that was a shame. That they had a real great team. Andre Reed, Bruce Smith, Darryl Talley. They just had some great.
Mark
Kelly.
Kelso.
Yeah, they had some great players, man.
Yeah, Don Beebe was my favorite.
Oh,
The
I
white-
love Beebe. Yeah, he was
man.
great. Yep.
That
Who was
play
the
in
dude who wore the bigger helmet for them? Was that
Thurman.
was it Kelso? Mark Kelso, was it?
Kelso? Yeah, Kelso.
Yeah.
It wasn't Thurman Thomas who had the extra piece on the helmet.
I think it was Kelso, but Thurman, I believe in the 3rd Super Bowl, Thurman could not find his helmet for like a whole quarter. He lost his helmet.
Yeah, you know the Bills played the Jets last weekend, right?
I know.
What happened was I have this friend who lives in Buffalo. He's a real schmuck. He's like a DJ. He's a chef. You know, I mean, he does everything. You know, like receiving clerk. He's a photographer. So anyway, he's a big Bills fan. So when the Bills went up against the Jets, you know, right away he sends me the text message like, you know, go Bills. You know, rubbing it in.
Yeah.
Todd Father, would you like to come on and explain the situation, please? Todd Father has a show. Come on, Todd Father.
He was talking hella shit, right?
Initially.
No, I get it. I do the same thing. I talk a bunch of shit, and then like when your team loses, like, oh man. The best thing to do.
He knows me well. Look, don't start, Joe. He knew I was going to do that.
See, I come from the sports community. The best thing to do is when you talk a lot of shit and your team loses, you gotta crow. Because if you don't crow, if you don't crow, you don't get respect in the sports community. But when your team loses and you're talking shit, you gotta say congratulations to the team and whatever and all that.
You don't want to be a soldier.
You got to be a good sport about it.
Yeah, you gotta crow if you're talking a hell of shit and your team loses, you gotta say congratulations. You got to.
I remember when the Red Sox beat the Yanks in the pennant back then. I was so disgusted, but I gave them their credit, obviously.
What
Gave him their
what
credit.
year? 2000.
The year, I forget which it was. Something like that. I forget. The year after the Aaron Boone one, I believe. My brain's
2004. That's
yeah.
Sorry.
So you guys,
Sorry, guys, I got a phone call. I had to mute. So
you guys are aware that I collect sports cards. So I like to put subsets together. Yeah, like sets within a set. So each year, Topps will make like a playoff postseason like thing, talking about like, oh, he hit this home run, this guy did this. When I got to 2004, I threw those cards out. I will stop putting them in a binder. I don't even want to look at it.
Joe.
Here he is. What's up,
Joe?
Fred?
All I said was go Bills. That's all I said. You're making it out like I went off on a full tangent saying we're going to wipe the floor with the Jets.
You're going to clean the clock.
And Joe, what did I say after the game was over? What did I? Oh, no, it wasn't.
What'd you say?
What did I say after it was over with?
What'd you say?
The better team won. Hats off.
You were making all
There you go.
excuses.
The better team won. Hats off.
Jets are having a good season.
Oh my God!
Proud of them.
Anything else?
God, you are such a nice guy, Tom.
Anything else, buddy?
Look, how come the minutes the Bills went up? The minute the Bills went up, you texted me, "Go Bills."
It was before the game.
The reason why you didn't keep going, it was before the game.
It was before the game.
No. You were good
You
at
could check the timestamp.
Now I'm gonna have to look.
You got to check the timestamp.
All right, hang on.
Yeah, we like facts and evidence.
Okay.
Because
I believe
there's only one person who comes with receipts.
1 p.m. Go Bills in capital letters.
1 p.m. That's when the game starts.
Joe says F the Bills and Scott Norwood.
It's Scott Norwood. You said fuck Scott Norwood, Joe?
Didn't they trade him the next year?
No, he did the third Super Bowl year. They put Christie in there. He actually did good in the second year. He when I think it was the AFC Championship, he made the winning kick for the Bills to go to the second Super Bowl.
No, he was good, Norwood, for most.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
but the Buffalo Bills fans treated him really good. Like they didn't give him a hard time or nothing like that.
Really?
Yeah, they really did. Well, you got the assholes, but they really after that first Super Bowl, they did kind of like a little parade for the Bills team for making it to the Super Bowl. And when Scott Norwood came to the podium, they all cheered for him. So they all showed him respect.
Yeah, they didn't put him down, man. Chetty, Kurt, Oh, he has a nice collection too. Nice.
What about Bill Buckner? How did he do up in Boston?
Not good. His I knew people that went to school with his kids and stuff. They were tortured. People would dress up for him as Halloween and tape a baseball with a string on it and bend over and be like, "Look, I'm Bill Buckner." Yeah, he got it bad for years. Like, he almost committed suicide. This guy, like,
really
tortured. Yeah, they were tortured.
Why we got two Todd fathers? What's wrong with the other one?
Can you back the first one out?
I'll kick you.
You there?
Yeah. I just
right.
I made sure it was like they were both the same before I let you on. So I'm sorry for making you wait.
No, it's all right. So Joe said, "Was it wide right or wide left?" And I said it was wide right, Dick. And then I wrote back, "How was that butt fumble, by the way?" From Mark Sanchez.
You went back to look, and that's why you got kicked for a second. He got the proof. Everybody hit the like button, please, because if you love Angela, you'll love my like button.
And at the
Angela
end,
with the cool hat.
She's got
a good
channel. Check out Angela's channel. She's been putting up some good videos. We hear you.
Okay.
Is that Angela the right winger?
Yes, it is.
She's good people.
She is.
Oh, here we go. I found it. DJ Jazzy Jeff, what's up? Go Bills. F the
Todd Father,
Bills.
thank you for showing him that cake I made him. I was kind of like skeptical about,
No
at
problem.
first, but he ate it all. He loved the cake. He ate that thing for like 2 sittings.
But here's how much of a stand. This is how good of a, how respectable of, Todd is. After the game, he sends me a text message saying he's taking a nap. He's got to go to work. No, I should have abused you more.
What did I say before that text?
Yes, sir. Jets were definitely better today.
Mm-hmm.
Now a nap before work. If you didn't say you were taking a nap for work, I'd probably still be talking shit, texting to you.
But was I lying?
Since it's work and you need time. Well, you're always working. So what difference does it make?
When was the last time the Jets won a Super Bowl? What, Namath?
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Well,
I gotta.
gotta watch a Bills game, right?
When could I call you, Caneshades?
I think we lost.
All right.
Hey guys, I gotta bounce out of here, man. Y'all have a blessed day. I'm gonna watch some football.
Bye, Caneshades.
Thank you, Caneshades.
Have a good one. God bless.
Y'all can hear me?
I just kicked him. We heard him. He said goodbye. Just text him later, Joe, and he'll tell you.
We should pump. Todd Father has a channel.
Well, I'm going to promote it right now.
You should put that bike video up.
Maybe I will.
He's riding on his son's motorbike.
It wasn't a motorbike. It was my mountain bike.
It was a little mini bike.
Does it have an engine on it? Because nowadays they hook up these little mower things on these bikes. They're pretty cool.
No, it's my mountain bike, clear as day. Joe needs fucking goggles.
You guys
know what I'm talking about, though?
Bikes?
Yeah.
It's not an e-bike, is it?
No, it's my mountain bike I've had forever.
But you
better get your eyes checked.
You took a nice spill.
I did. I ate the pavement.
A little road rash you had.
That'd be a good YouTube short, huh?
Yeah, if you don't want people laughing at you.
I don't give a fuck. Sorry, I shouldn't swear.
I have a video of falling off a bike a few years ago. I should put it up.
That's when you lost your arm.
No, my right eye.
Your right eye. That was a tricycle accident?
Big wheel bike. But I really do. I was racing my dog, and I had no brakes on this mountain bike, and I actually hit a curb and flew over the thing. It was pretty weird. It was at nighttime too. You can
Did
see.
I put my camera on? My camera came on?
No.
Did I? Oh, okay.
No.
Oh.
Okay, you're gonna put a piece of tape over your camera. Everybody out there who comes on these streams, always keep a piece of tape over your camera in case you hit the wrong button.
Yeah, I usually. Well, I mean, now that my face is out there, no, how's he know I'm not wearing a shirt? Edwin. I mean, I got like a half shirt, but yes, absolutely, Edwin. I always have a proper attire on when there's men, and when I'm on YouTube. Thank you, Edwin.
Tommy Stiggs, my pal, has a channel. Please subscribe to him. Yes, do so.
Oh, there's Todd Father.
Super Dave Osborne. I used to watch him all the time,
Yeah,
I was a big fan of Evel Knievel. I used to love watching the Evel Knievel stuff when I was a little kid. I had the toy that my older cousin gave me from the 70s.
That's
cool. Super
yep.
Dave Osborne was funny, man.
I think
he was on show
when he tried to jump the fountains at Caesar's Palace.
That was Robbie Knievel, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pathetic when Robbie did it. It was pathetic.
No,
the same day Robbie did that, there's this other guy who literally jumped off a building down there. And did you see that one? Ever see that one? Guy on a dirt bike jumped. He jumped on the building, then jumped off the building.
Yeah, that's insane. That's
who was that? Robbie Knievel?
No.
Oh.
I don't know the guy's name, but he literally, like, the same day Robbie Knievel was doing his pathetic jump, this guy jumped off of a ramp and landed on a building, then jumped off the building, landed back on the ramp. He almost died, too. It was nuts.
Really?
Yep, you've seen his bike wobble. He almost missed the ramp.
But he stuck it.
Yeah.
He got it.
Yeah, you know, it actually ripped a piece of his thumb, and his thing was almost ripped off, like from coming down on that. It was disconnected, like his thumb was hanging off on skin.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, for the height that he was up, he got off all right then.
Oh yeah, I didn't think the guy was gonna live. Like, I was like, how is this guy gonna make this? Like, one mistake and he's obliterated.
Yeah,
It was that's
he
an
had good breaks.
amazing. That was crazy.
Did you?
All right,
guys
I'm gonna go
ever
watch a
see-
Bills game.
No.
All
Hold
right,
on
good
a
one,
minute.
Todd.
Hold on
Oh,
one
come
second.
on! I just came on to
Did you
defend
guys-
myself.
Have you guys ever seen Petit Philippe Philippe Petit, the guy who had the wire between the World Trade Center buildings?
Yes,
did
I know
not
just
walk?
who you're talking about. Yep.
He fell,
That's
right?
crazy.
No, he did not fall.
Oh.
No, he had no harness. He was just on there walking across them.
They just
For a
did it
half
at the
hour,
Falls a few
right?
years ago.
Wasn't that like 45 minutes he did it?
Yep.
He was like literally up at the top, and it was a whole operation to do this. Like,
Yep.
they had to connect a steel
Yes,
cable
yep.
across from each of the twin towers,
Yep.
and this guy was up there laying down
Yep.
on the. It was nuts.
Laid on the laid on the wire.
Yeah, laying
Crazy.
down on it like he was drinking a Coca-Cola. It was insanity.
Yeah. And he said a
Totally.
bird flew up to him. Like when he was up there, a bird like got real close to him and was looking at him. Could you imagine?
You gotta
I
let me tell you, you gotta be
was-
crazy to do that.
I went to the top of the World Trade Center one time when I was like 10. I was scared shitless. Could you imagine being on a wire?
Never.
I
No,
would-
I'm not a fan of heights. No.
Yeah. I would
The
never.
one guy
put
just walked over the falls not long ago. Niagara Falls,
Yeah,
it's right
but-
by me.
the one
Nick
that walked-
Glenda.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
the one. His
Yes,
grandfather or
Nick
something
Belinda.
died. The grandfather's the one that died. That he was walking over a wire somewhere between two buildings and ended up
Yep.
falling off and dying to his death on video.
Yes, on video. Yeah, that's a family that have been doing it for years.
Yeah. He went across the Grand Canyon too, didn't he?
I don't know. Maybe.
think-
Who?
Uh,
He
the-
will try to go across the Grand Canyon.
Well, he jumped in a rocket ship. He came like a rocket or
Yep.
something, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Oh man.
Yep. He was. He's the crazy guy.
And Evel Knievel used to do that stuff with heavy Harley Davidsons and stuff. Nobody could ever
Yep.
compare to him. Like, he did this stuff with like bikes that, and this guy broke more bones. I forget how many bones. There was a good documentary you got to check out about Evel Knievel, where he was just nuts when it came to stuff. Like these heavy Harleys jumping them, smashing, getting smashed apart, breaking every bone in your body, almost being paralyzed.
Yeah. Well, when he did the Caesar's Palace fountains, he had to jump over the fountains, land, and then like a couple of 100 feet ahead, he had to navigate through like this small little tunnel area, like it wasn't wide open. He cleared the fountains, but when he hit the ramp, he hit it at a wrong angle and he bounced. And he took some wipeout, man, and he hit into the wall. I know he said he collapsed lung.
Yes.
that, pelvis.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking about.
How much money can you get for that shit to be worth it, you know?
Oh, yeah. And he used to have, they would literally videotape him in the hospital, too.
Oh wow.
Like, and he'd be just like, all like bandaged up and be like, yeah, I'll be back.
There might be some good Evel Knievel documentary we could stream too one day. That would be cool to see.
Yeah,
One
Evel
was
Knievel's the
recently-
man.
They recently did one. Maybe within the last year. It was like an hour long. I watched
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that'd be something cool to stream something different.
Yeah, it was good. I've seen it.
Oh, you
Joe,
did
I want to
see
go
it.
watch the Bills. Am I still
All
on
right,
here?
Todd Father. Have a
shit.
good day. Thanks.
Todd.
I didn't know I was still on.
Listen, bad luck with your channel. Take care.
I kicked them.
He's a
These
good
long
guy.
goodbyes are a lot. But anyway, all right. Well, we've been on for a couple hours. I don't even know. How long have we been on?
Hour
An
and
hour and
45 minutes.
An hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, I
You have
haven't
any
been able to
Marie?
join streams at night because of my work. I haven't been able really to join streams at night. So I seen this and I was like, oh, let me just pop on. But one day
Yeah.
this week, I am gonna stream this thing called Charles Manson Superstar. Actually
Oh.
goes into the whole case in depth and stuff like
That'd
that.
be
It's pretty cool.
So listen, MRE, I need a verbal commitment that you're gonna hop on this stream with us. We're gonna do maybe the first fight. I was talking to Caneshades, Trinidad versus De La Hoya. We'll score that fight, and then we'll all like take scores or whatever, or give commentary, and we'll do the Buster Douglas one. We're gonna do a few different fights, maybe like one twice a month or once a week or something. I'm not exactly sure, but
Yeah, I'm down to do it. I just lately I've been streaming much because of just work stuff. But yeah, no, I'm down for sure.
even if we got to go late night, doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, I'll get up with you when we're ready to plan it and see what your schedule is for that week and see what time and day is good for you.
Yeah, because I like watching them old boxing things. It brings me back to those times. So I remember watching that fight.
I would love to do the Tyson Douglas one with the long count. I'd like to actually like do a show where we like count. All right,
yes, that's what. Yes, count. So yeah, to see how many, because I've heard it was 13 seconds.
Yeah, I've heard 14, and then
Yep.
but that would be cool.
No, I was thinking maybe they gave it a long count because they wanted it to go on more or whatever. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
But it was a long count.
Yeah, so many different variables.
All right, I'm going to jump off. Joe, NB, thanks for having me on.
Yep.
God bless you.
Appreciate it, man.
I'll talk to you later, MRE. Have a
All
good
right,
one.
bye, everybody.
Bye.
Right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Carol.
Everybody subscribe to MRE. I don't even think I put his link in chat. I am pretty sure you all are subscribed. Let me drop his link. So if you're not, you could check out his channel. That would be cool, though. I'm doing the fight.
Well, thanks for coming on.
And Todd Father. Who else do we have? Shout out to the Endu. He just hit 1K. I put his link in before. Everybody subscribe to the Endu. And Mari's link is right there. So everybody subscribe to MRE.
Does this kid Noel, does he have a channel?
No,
the first time.
Yeah.
I might have seen his name, but that was the first time I've seen him. That was cool.
I've seen him jump, if I'm not wrong, Endu, right? He's jumped on your streams before. That's where I've seen him. It's okay.
Yeah.
He
seems very knowledgeable.
That's where that's why I let him on, because I was pretty sure that I saw him on Endu's before.
Oh, he's affiliated. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. That's why I let him on, because usually people who I don't really know, I'm weary about letting on, just because I don't know if they're going to come on with language or you know, you don't know what they're, you got to kind of. So I've seen him on Endu's and saw how he carries himself, and he's a good dude. You're sub to MRE. Down Neck, thank you for always being a supporter to our channel. Thank you. We appreciate it. And Gianni, you're a good guy. But that would be cool doing some of the boxing stuff. Just something, it's just a change, from all this like BS.
Yeah.
Even like I said, I don't care if we have half the people in here listening because it's not drama, whatever. Let's go back to doing some fun stuff. And if you guys have suggestions of sports stuff, or let's say you got some of these reality shows that are on TV, just leave them in our comments. We'll look into it, covering that too. We want to do what you guys are into too. We're going to come on and go at people every once in a while and, defend ourselves and defend our friends and call them out. But we want to have fun too. It's not so much fun sitting up here having to talk about somebody doxing somebody's daughter or their niece and their young kid, or saying disgusting things about my child or my parenting. That's not fun at the end of the day,
We got to do more collaborating with content creators, because one thing I noticed is there's a lot of people coming on with shows. There's never, there's just not enough time in the day. If we try to not go on when the other person's on.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that situation is, we could get some of the commentators to come on here. We'll go on their show, kind of, Angel wanted me to come on. I had mentioned to her that I wanted to go on a show the other night. I forget what time it was. It was late, but I wanted to thank her for
Inviting you on.
doing that. Yeah, and I figure we might as well, like I said, if we could get some content creators together. I mean, the shows, because like if MRE comes on, he has people that listen to him, so they'll come on. So I don't think it'll be a situation where if we're talking about sports or something other than beef, the numbers should still be good if we bring, what I mean, bring more people in.
Well, we get hate watches. We get hate watches when we're dragging people too. The people who don't like us to report back. But even like we got the Endu, he's got some cards and he knows some sports stuff. Jump on. Or if you want to do something with Joey on your channel, he just hit 1,000. I mean, either one of us. I've jumped on his channel before. Hit Joey up if you want to plan something with him to jump on your channel. We're all about helping each other.
Listen, if you're unhappy with 1,000 subs and you want to go under 1,000,
stop it.
Bring me on, and I'm sure people will stop. You'll get your. I'm good for at least negative 20 subs.
No, stop it. Everyone loves Joey,
except you. Yeah, that's it, really.
Today, I don't love Joey. Okay.
No, yeah.
Okay. Everybody loves Lauren except Joe.
Here's how you could tell a true friend. Like I told you this story the other day. I said, I don't think we were arguing, me and you. I don't think we were beefing or anything, but you were on.
We don't beef. That's different. Sometimes it
was just exactly like we might have been having a disagreement, and you were on. I don't know. I thought it was Jerry's show, but I guess it was
Trocky's.
Yeah, put his link up in there, Chris Trock. And I made a comment in the chat that was meant for another chat because I was going back and forth, and it looked like someone was harassing me. And without a second thought, whoever the person was, she wanted to kill. And I said, okay, that's my girl. No matter what's going on in our lives, we defend each other. And that's what's important. So thank you for that, Lauren.
You're welcome.
And hopefully I could do the same one day for you. Because remember, I got your back. Way back.
Even before I had a voice, when I didn't have a voice and I didn't really use my voice, I had people like Joe, Rat Trap, MRE.
Voice for the voiceless.
Lee. They stuck up for me and had my back. I mean, I had my channel where I put the clips out blasting the person that talked crap about me too, but I didn't use my voice, and there was a lot of creators, and back then things were, and it has nothing to do with me being doxxed. I just feel like the community was more fun because we didn't have this disgusting things where we were people's children or threatening people's children or calling CPS or the doxing and stuff like that. Like we went at them, but it was their own words. They went at us and they might have said some BS stuff, but it wasn't toxic and to level. You know what I mean? And we need to get back to that place because I'm telling you, it can get worse. You think it can't get any worse? It can get worse.
Put up rat traps.
Communities where they're pulling people's, ex-husbands up to trash them, and it's just it could get worse. But let's try. Let's all of us do our part. Hashtag enough is enough. Let's try to listen. We're gonna have to do. Me and Joe are gonna be doing streams. We're gonna be upset about something, and we're gonna go at them. I'm not gonna say that we're not. We will. But we also want to have fun and I'm more into maybe talking about like reality shows and stuff like that. Like we did the Love After Lockup and bringing some of those castmates on and stuff like that. I talked to Heidi about the Sister Wives show, and you guys might not be into it, whatever. But that's more fun for us. Joe likes his sports, and if he would watch the sports games with me, I could talk about them with him, but we'll see.
You guys, look, we're going to be doing these sports shows, right? Thank you, Egg. Look, and I want to get Lee Cole on. Now, to talk about sports, if you know anything about Lee Cole and myself, we disagree on a lot of things. So with me and him doing a stream, we'll be arguing back and forth. You guys are going to love it. We'll be yelling at each other. It's real. Look, our sports shows are going to give you a little bit of everything. It's not just going to be sports. It's going to be sports related, but it could be sports trivia. And come on, who doesn't want to see me? You don't want to see me yelling at Lee Cole? Come on, man. That you guys are going to enjoy that. Yeah, he has a funny personality.
That shows future father-in-law. Of course they're going to argue.
But you know what? I have competition. There's a guy that's trying to push up on you, this Chris Trock.
Oh.
I'm going to keep an eye on him.
Well, he's got that I noticed too, he's trying to grab, the goatee with the gray hairs and stuff, and then he's talking about how he has a hairy back, and he's trying to he's trying to imitate you to get. I see it now. I see it.
After me.
Yeah. Oh man.
Did you put Rat Trap City's link up? Not that it'll make a difference, but
Rat Trap's got a range. I thought I did before, but let me put Rat Trap up. Everybody please subscribe to Rat Trap. He's going to do some soccer stuff with our friend Jerry. And let me put Jerry in because Jerry is probably sleeping.
Jerry Gambehind. Shout out to We Push Back and Dominic, Carol, M.
Touchdown Bills.
Teresa Murphy. Josie, get the book. I'm telling you guys, man, if you don't have this book, it's not what you think it is. It's not like some shit, excuse my language. This is like legit. Really is legit. And you could see that it's written very well. It's not like, it's very, very impressive actually. And
there was
the book is called The Mob Tube Chronicles. Yep.
I gotta find before we go, and then we'll get off because the games are starting. Angel's son has a channel. I am subscribed to it. I was listening to her last night while I was driving late night, so I couldn't really type in chat. And they're trying to, I don't know, are they trying to get him to 1,000? So anyway, sub to Angel's son's channel. I'm going to put the link in. Everybody sub. He does like a gaming channel with her grandson. It's a father-son gaming channel. Sub to it. I think they're trying to get to 1,000. And I'm not so much into watching like the whole gaming thing, but sometimes you might not be into the topic, but the chat's fun to talk to your friends. You know what I mean? Pop in the chat and talk to, if we're all in the chat when he's in there, if you're not into watching people play video games, it's fun just to say hi to all our friends and conversate with them and see each other in the chat,
Look at Finn Freak, my homie. Finn Freak loves me. I mean, he does. He's my biggest supporter. What did he say? Chris Trock will out Joe. Joe, watch out. I don't know what that means.
He's going to out you. He knows something about you. I don't know.
He's going to out me? What do you mean you're going to out me? What, you think I'm like, what's his face? George Michaels looking for fast love? Come on, what do you think this is? You think I'm Elton John over here? No. Hi, Mandy.
Carol Quill, how are you, sweetheart? This afternoon, but we still need you to clip some stuff for us, babe. Do some supercar stuff, but we need some of these clip channels to still hold down the fort and grab some of the clips for us when they're able to. I know people have families and lives and stuff like that. Put some car streams up, that'd be cool. But damn it.
Oh, okay. He will outdo me. Now, honestly, I think he's a good kid, Chris Trock.
He's a man. He's not a kid.
I just say that's how I talk, kid. He's a good kid. He's a good guy. Anyway, he's a kid to me. Anyway, what's he like? 32 years old?
No, he's like your age.
Years.
You guys are like the same age. He's in like 44, maybe. You guys are close in age.
No, he's
Yeah.
that old.
Yeah.
Why do I think he's like? I thought he was like 35 or some shit. I don't know. Whatever. Finn Freak, you take a joke. I know you're joking. Come on. I'm joking with you too. But if he's a good guy and he's willing to treat her right, I'll give my partial blessing. So the only problem is that what's the problem with dating you, Lauren?
The problem is that
you have to deal with the cheerleader. And if the cheerleader doesn't like you, you're out. You got to impress the cheerleader. Yes.
Either way, nobody online is going to be dating me, so that we don't even need to worry about that conversation. Silly. But I think we had about enough, right? 2 hours. What are we on? 2 hours.
Her daughter, I'm holding the winning hand because she's my people. And that's the key. Remember coming to America when he came over and he was talking to him, the guy, the barber, and he's like, the way to get American woman is you got to go to the papa. Well, guess what? She's the papa. Thank you, Mandy. No, I love her. I love Cece. She's really a good kid. She really is. And I wish her nothing but the best. Do you want to make the announcement about the cheer?
It's a boy? Oh, not that one. No, I don't want them. No, that's private. Something we keep private.
Right, but it's something you should be proud of.
Yes, I am proud of. She tried out for something and she accomplished it.
Right.
And that's it. When it's all said and done at the end, I'll mention it. But too many people on here don't need to know too much about my real life because unfortunately then they try to attack the child's real life and it's disgusting, but it could happen. So
where is SPC?
Where has call him, text him and see where he's been. He hasn't been in our chats for like a minute. Maybe he's not our friend anymore.
Listen, has anybody in this chat seen the SPK guy?
I've seen him in a lot of chats lately. I just haven't seen him here. It's Just Chillin' has a channel. He's a good guy.
Listen, so if you know this SPK kid and you've seen him in other people's chats or you see him, tell him we want to know where he's been.
Yeah, ask him.
He's avoiding us?
Because I'm hearing people are saying oh, NB and Joe vouch for him. Nobody block him. I've gone on panels and said, please unblock him. Whatever he did, he apologizes for. And now he's not even around us. Maybe he's eating bacon, egg, and cheese today.
If he's using my name, he's in deep trouble. Because that's good. Look, my name and $2.50 will get you on the bus, okay? You don't want to use my name.
Everything's we and R. It's R.
No, you have a good name.
What do you mean my name's not good? NB?
Your name is good. But if he's throwing around Bay 8, doesn't he realize that a lot of people dislike me?
No, yeah, the same thing. Listen, people love you more than they hate you. You think, but
I got to be honest with you. From what I've been hearing, I think he's a candidate to join the FBI crew.
I
think he's going to join those guys.
Turncoat?
He's not returning my calls. I mean, on Instagram and shit like that.
Anyway, well,
he's a really nice guy, and I hope, that
I'm sorry that Joan got thrown off the bus. Wow. Assassinino, have a good day. We appreciate all your hard work and thank you for everything you do for this community, Assassinino. We push back 100%. Well, Joe, you want to do a
Wait.
roll call and say goodbye, or what do you want to do?
Yeah.
A couple more minutes. I gotta
Who else? Wait, I want to go through my little roll call.
do it.
Oh, shout out to Jerry Gam Behind. Okay, Jerry Gam Behind.
He wanted to do a live.
Yes.
I meant to, 3 a.m. live. Like it would have been 3 a.m. our time. And I said,
No
I'll try
problem.
to get up or hit up Joe because he'll probably be up. But then I guess he never did it last night.
The other night, a couple of nights ago, I don't know what happened. I wake up and I looked at my phone and I saw that Anne Marie was started a live like 20 seconds before it just started.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in his chat or whatever. That was like at least 3 a.m. or whatever. So yeah, if he, his scheduling obviously is going to be a little different, right? I mean, he has.
He's in Australia.
Difference. Yeah, exactly.
15 hours.
So I want to message him and see what times are ideal, meaning like his times, and then we'll figure out.
Me and Jerry
did it over here.
Yeah, me and Jerry were live yesterday. We did a stream over here yesterday.
What time?
5-ish.
Our time?
Yeah, like in the evening, 5:30, 5:30ish.
So what's that, like 7 o'clock in the morning?
Oh yeah, because it was like I did like it was like coffee. Yeah, it was morning it was like 9 a.m. his time, like 9:45 or something. And I did like more like a coffee stream. Down, Nick. Have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and thank you for everything.
Down, Nick.
Yeah, it was like 9:45 in the morning, so he was just getting up and having coffee. So I did like, but there's coffee, but it was more like Australia coffee time, but it was like our dinner time. It was like 5:45 here. So we did a little stream, and then Josie, I noticed Josie was live, so I'm like, oh, let's end it and go over there and support her because Josie goes live maybe once a week or once every other week. So I didn't want, I wanted everybody to go support her, and my live wasn't that important. We were just BSing. So we ended it kind of abruptly because I noticed Josie had gone on. But that's what we do. We all support each other.
Shout out to Josie and the
let me drop
2 Chronicles. And the golden time for him is Friday night, I think. Yeah, probably. Because he probably has the weekend off. So, but thank all you guys. I want to thank you for the birthday wishes all week. Appreciate you.
Did you get my birthday card?
Yeah, I did. Thank you. I sent it back. I responded to it.
I know.
That was very nice. I like that. Yep.
I keep forgetting to give it to you.
Yep. And what else? Anything else going on you want to say before we leave, or
what else is on? So we got the Bills game. What time is the Jets game on?
They have a bye this week.
Oh, they're not playing?
Meaning.
So then the Giants are the Giants playing?
No, they probably.
I thought
the Jets are probably playing the night game. I'm looking, I believe now.
I got to get the.
But yeah, the Jets. 6-3. All right, guys. Look, I got to get going because the fourth quarter is about to start in the Knick game. Thank you, guys.
So wait, the Giants aren't playing. Wait, the Giants aren't. Joey,
we got the master. Hold on a second. Cool your jets. Hold on. Cool your jets.
All right.
Cool it. All right. The Giants play they're playing the Texans right now.
Okay.
The Knicks are down by 4. I got to get going. I love you guys. Hey, Becky O. How are you, Becky O? Take care, guys. Lauren, I'll talk to you later.
All right. Ding, ding.
Have a good one. Thanks. Ding, ding. All right.